A sportswear company offers to hand over the company to anybody that can prove that the Earth is actually flat. Police are monitoring a man's bowel movements after he swallowed a $19,000 Fabergé egg. And the police say a kidnapping was actually a fantasy football-related prank. These are the weird stories on... what day is it? It's Weird AF News. I'm your host, Jonesy. Sometimes I don't know what day it is. I'm swimming in the Matrix, baby. Got some weird news for you today, as I always do on Weird AF News. Whatever day it is, you know there's going to be some weird news for you. Let's go. A sportswear company is offering to hand over the keys to the company to anybody that can prove that the Earth is flat. Are you a conspiracy theorist? Anybody out there a conspiracy theorist? And you've always wanted to own your own sportswear company? Well, today's your super day. What I meant to say was, if you're a conspiracy theorist, today might be your lucky day. You could own a sportswear company if you can just prove that the Earth is flat. You're going to need some photography or video to prove it. And if you can, Columbia Sportswear, that very famous sportswear company, can be yours. Or at least, some of the stuff that's lying around their Oregon headquarters. A new ad from Columbia Sportswear features Tim Boyle, the company's CEO, challenging flat earthers, flatters, as they call themselves. I know that because I interviewed a flatter at one time. And I asked the flatter, what do you call people that believe the earth is round? And he said rounders or roundies or globetards, which I thought was very offensive. Apparently I'm a globetard, a.k.a. a person with the brain that's working correctly. So now we got Tim Boyle, the CEO of this company. He's probably trying to take the piss out of weirdos here, is my guess. Here's a quote from him. He says, "You guys claim there's an end to the Earth. Well, just go snap a picture of it, send it to us, and you can get the assets of the company. You can get all of it." I have a feeling he's going to get thousands of AI photos as a result of this. Are you sure you want to do this, Tim Boyle? You're going to be a little bit up to your ears in AI images. Now, Tim has got some parameters in the video. He says that the photo of your flat Earth must be of, quote, a visible physical end to the planet Earth. We're talking infinite sheer drop, abyssal void. Is it abyssal? An abyssal void. I guess that means an abyss. Fancy. Also, he says, and clouds cascading into infinity. Well, what if the edge of the Earth doesn't even look like that? What if there's no abyssal void, sir? What if it's just a bunch of cotton candy surrounding them? All right. Now, for more clarification, Tim says that some of the things that are not going to be included as the, quote, edge of the Earth are a cliff top in Seattle, a cul-de-sac in Kansas, or your buddy Dave legally changing his name to, quote, the Edge. And as far as what the company means, according to the fine print, it, quote, refers to the company LLC with assets which are currently valued at $100,000. Well, I didn't know Columbia Sports was doing so poorly. I knew it was a kind of a crap brand, but sounds like they're not very profitable. No wonder the CEO's into foolishness like this. I mean, do you think this is going to shut them up? Do you think this is going to shut the flat earthers up, Tim Boyle? Are you silly? They have what's called belief perseverance. It's very strong. It's a strong force. And so is idiocy. They have that as well. Psychopathy, one could also argue. Very strong force. And because of all of these qualities, you're going to get a truckload of images from weirdos trying to, quote, prove that the Earth is flat in their own way. They have their own mathematics that doesn't run congruent with any sort of legal mathematics, I would say, or mathematics that are recognized by the actual academic communities. My point is that Tim's going to get some actual media from these people because they really do believe it. In fact, now you're going to have an extra uptick in dummies launching themselves off cliffs in homemade rockets just because of this offer from Tim Boyle to have a piece of a company. In other words, the dummies dying in homemade rockets. So, I mean, did you really think this through, Tim Boyle? I'm not sure you did. Okay, well, Tim went on to describe what the assets are for the company that are available for the flat earther that can prove it. He pointed out that the assets are clothing samples, a copy machine, a stuffed deer head, and what appears to be a decommissioned gondola. That $100,000 is nowhere near the amount that Columbia is actually worth, though Wall Street values Columbia, which also includes Prana, Sorrel, and Mountain Hardware, at about $3 billion. Oh, okay. Well, Columbia's doing quite well then. I was way off. My bad. I'll admit when I'm wrong. I was totally wrong. Well, now that I know the company's worth this much, maybe I'll throw my hat into the weird earth ring. Hey? Hear me out, sports company. Have you heard of the spicy ramen bowl earth theory? This is what I'm going with right now, and I can prove it, that the earth is a spicy bowl of ramen. Hear me out, guys. Hear me out, guys. The earth is a giant breasticus, and I've spent my entire life searching for the great nipple center, and I feel like I'm pretty close. So can I have you? How about I have your company? How about just the bra division? Now, the article goes on to say that while it seems unlikely that Columbia or its lawyers are concerned about somebody actually getting a photo of the real edge of the earth, a thing that doesn't exist, they may be hedging their bets just in case someone figures out a loophole and tries to get a Harrier fighter jet for $7 million Pepsi points or something like that. Now, at the end of the ad, CEO Boyle says, "Hey, flat earthers, do me a favor. If you're going to the edge of the earth, make sure you wear Columbia." So it seems like Mr. Boyle's just trying to create some virality, some social media marketing, make it go crazy by making it sound crazy, by including a crazy community like the flatters. Columbia's probably struggling right now because, as an outdoor wear company, they're not quite Patagonia. Everybody's got a boner over Patagonia these days. We've forgotten about Columbia, and their products aren't very good. I mean, speaking from first-hand experience, I had a pair of Columbia hiking boots. Those things were made so terribly. They didn't last at all. So, but, you got to have good products to start with prior to you jump into the viral ad business. If you got great products, you don't have to do stunts like this anyways. Just call out the people that want to prove that the earth is flat. I'll tell you solid proof right now, by the way, that the earth is not flat. And that is because if it was flat like a table, cats would have pushed everything off of the earth by now. Ta-da! The police are monitoring a man's bowel movements after he swallowed a $19,000 Fabergé egg. The police are very busy right now tracking some bowel movements. Imagine being the guy that's assigned this. 14 years on the force, and here I am staring at a man on a toilet. It's horrible. Got to pick through the poop. Got a poop stick. Here I am, 20 years on the force. I got a poop stick in my hand. Well, it's a heck of a lot better than that assignment I had last year searching for that man's severed penis in a forest. All right, on to the article. Let's get the details. A New Zealand man may have the world's most expensive bowel movement pretty soon. Authorities are monitoring the movements of a 32-year-old man who was charged with theft after allegedly swallowing a $19,300 Fabergé pendant in a jewelry store. Oh, this is a pendant, not an actual Fabergé egg? Well, I thought it was a big Fabergé egg. Turns out it's just a necklace with a Fabergé. I mean, it's still pretty impressive to swallow it, but I thought we were dealing with one of those large Fabergé eggs. I was wondering, how does a guy get that down? So, this guy's the throat goat or something that you could get that down. And then I'm thinking, how's he going to pass it? That big egg. It's going to be very painful. A little scratchy going through the tubes, All right, so the police were called to the Partridge Jewelers in central Auckland at 3:30 p.m. regarding reports of a man ingesting a Fabergé X007 Special Edition Octopussy Egg Surprise Locket. What did I just read? Let me try this again. A Fabergé X007 Special Edition Octopussy Egg Surprise Locket. My goodness, this is a James Bond Special Edition Octopussy Locket. Who is this for? Are there James Bond nerds out there? I don't even know there were any James Bond nerds out there. Never mind a James Bond nerd that would spend $20,000 on a necklace. Would James Bond wear it in one of the movies? I don't understand this at all. Fabergé, it says, is a world-renowned Russian jewelry brand known for its handcrafted, jewel-encrusted objects, most famously for its intricately jeweled eggs, which probably don't feel very good running through a colon. Now, this alleged sticky-fingered jewel swallower was arrested shortly after and is currently in police custody. But he was in the store, right? So is it theft if he never left the store with the egg in his body? If it's in store, it's sort of like, he's kind of trying it on. would seem, or maybe borrowing it for a minute. For a minute. Now, an update on this is that the alleged thief underwent a medical assessment at the time of his arrest. I assume that means they took an x-ray of his buttocks. Oh, I see the egg right there, right next to the scrotum area. A police officer has been assigned, get this, to, quote, constantly monitor the man and his movements. At this stage, the pendant has not been recovered. So this guy's just going to be watching the man poop, huh? This guy's on prune duty. Bring in the prunes! Get the prunes in here! Just feeding him prunes, watching a bowl. There's a little bit more information about the suspect. He's also charged with theft of an iPad from the same jewelry store on November 12th. He also allegedly stole cat litter and flea treatments the next day from a private residence. Did he swallow all of that as well? Is that what you found in your x-ray? All these other items? Huh. Hey, now, that's the iPad that was reported missing 2 weeks ago. Well, look at that. Cat litter. Who eats that? According to the Fabergé website, this special edition 007 locket is crafted from 18-karat yellow gold, is decorated with green guilloche, some kind of enamel that I can't pronounce. This must be expensive. I hope the guilloche is smooth for this fella's sake. It's set with 60 white diamonds. Those are going to scratch. 15 blue sapphires, probably rough moving through your bowels. The exterior of the egg closely replicates the design of the Fabergé egg featured in the film Octopussy, with a, quote, beautiful 18-karat gold lattice framework, which is delicately set with blue sapphires and white diamonds in a floral-like design. Again, what kind of moron wants this? What kind of moron likes not just James Bond, but like a particular one? Oh, I like that film Octopussy. Oh, I spent $20,000 on the necklace that's in there that you see in the movie. Yeah, I did. I mean, this person needs to be... They need to give me their money. I have better ways to spend your money. It says there is also a, quote, surprise inside the miniature 18-karat gold octopus set with 2 black diamond eyes. Oh, what could the surprise be? Are you a child buying these things? I mean, we really have an infantile problem here when it comes to our obsession with things in this country. It's really embarrassing. I mean, I grew out of that shit years ago. My goodness, I can't imagine being an adult, like seeing a shiny object, be like, I want that. Oh, how much is that? I want that. Mortgage my house? Sure. If only I can touch the shiny thing as much as I want. I want to touch it. I want to look at it, hold it in my paws. You're an infant. Seriously. A California kidnapping was actually a fantasy football prank, according to the police. We have a group of people who grabbed a University of California, Berkeley student recently, threw him into a van right on campus, and did all of this apparently as part of a prank that was related to their fantasy football league, according to authorities. The student is safe, and the student walked into UC Berkeley's police department yesterday afternoon to just clear up the confusion about his alleged kidnapping. Here are the details. On Tuesday night, a witness saw a group of people described as 8 to 10 college-aged males. They carried another individual and put them into a cargo van near Stevens Hall. This was shortly before midnight. The witness reported the incident to the police about an hour later. See, you can't have fun anymore without a Karen getting involved. You can't even kidnap your bro without a Karen calling the cops, tattletaling, ruining all the fun. I don't think this is a real Karen, because a Karen wouldn't have waited 1 hour to call the police after viewing a kidnapping. Karen would have tried to intervene with the pepper spray she carries around and the little tiny taser, I'm sure. But it, at the least, would have called the police while watching it. Who waits an hour? If you think it's an authentic kidnapping, you waited an hour before you called the police? Very strange response. If you genuinely believed it was a kidnapping, it's an odd response. I mean, maybe they weren't quite sure. They were just mulling it over. Was that a kidnapping? I don't know. It seemed like a kidnapping to me. The person was screaming, so sounds like there's a victim there, but they definitely threw the person in the van. The person didn't step into the van, so that's usually when someone is not being kidnapped, they just step into the van on their own, and usually they take a seat. They don't just lay on the ground with their hands tied. Definitely not tying their own hands and feet together. So this is probably, I don't know. Let me Google, see what they say about a kidnapping. Let me ask ChatGPT, what is a kidnapping? And then maybe I'll call the fuzz. Call the fuzz. Yeah, you know, the po-po. Pew, pew, pew. Now, it seems that there'll be no charges filed for this prank that's related to fantasy football, but they're not giving the details. I assume it's because this person is losing or about to lose their fantasy football league, but it's a little early for that. We have like 5 more games or 5 more weeks of this football. Usually, it's not till the end of the season that the loser of the fantasy football team has to, do something humiliating or you prank them. I've heard some stories about very creative pranks and or punishments for the person that loses a fantasy football league, and we have some of those in my league. They're not crazy like this, but I appreciate it. A good punishment for losing your fantasy football. I know a friend of mine, comedian, who, when he lost his fantasy football league, he had to go to a city council meeting and stand up at the podium where you get a free minute or two to discuss your grievance. He had to defend the act of public urination in front of city council and people in the city hall and witnesses, and it's on video forever as a public record. I've watched it. It's hilarious. Now, kidnapping sounds a little over the top, I would say. The person, but I guess that would explain why it's happening so early. Maybe he's been mathematically eliminated, and he's going to mathematically finish last, no matter what happens in the final 4 weeks or 5 weeks of whatever is left of the NFL football season. And so, if you're going to kidnap him, you can't wait till afterward. He's going to be waiting for it. You got to do it. You got to do it while it's a surprise. And so maybe that's what happened here. Well, at the end of the day, although it's dumb, I mean, these are 19-year-olds. These are college kids, boys being boys, stupid, bro-y. It's probably a frat involved. This is typical. There's no harm, no foul. The kid got scared, I'm sure. But, he joined a fantasy football league with guys like this, so you have to be aware that if you lose, you may be subject to something ridiculous. So, I mean, I'm glad there's no charges filed or anything like that. Although imagine getting a lawyer for this. Now, Your Honor, my clients here, these youths, the league, they did nothing wrong, all right? This victim, right, he calls himself a victim, but you should be aware, he drafted Kyler Murray in the first round. I rest my case.
And Doug. Here we have the Limu Emu in its natural habitat, helping people customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Fascinating. It's accompanied by his natural ally, Doug.
Limu? Is that guy with the binoculars watching us?
Cut the camera. They see us.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
You can say money, but it won't get you too far, high and dry, out of the rain. It's so easy to hurt others when you can't feel pain. Don't you know how much your love can grow? So make sure you subscribe to Weird AF News. It's the best news. Oh, it's a weird news. And it's the best kind of news because it's so very weird every day. Hi, guys. I'm highly caffeinated, and we're running with it. We're running with it. I had a cold brew about the size of my head, my whole head, and it was lovely. So I want to thank everybody for the brew. It's appreciated. My patrons, the people that buy me coffees, shout out to all y'all keeping me caffeinated. I love it. You got to keep them caffeinated. You got to keep them caffeinated. Maybe I'll have the AI write me a song called Keep 'em Caffeinated. How about that? Always looking for ideas for AI songs for the entertainment purposes. Wow, I'm just rambling here. I wanted to say something. All right, well, have a happy day. have a happy day. Yes. If you want to support me, go to weirdafnews.com. Keep me caffeinated by joining the Patreon or buying me coffee. weirdafnews.com. That's how you do it. Oh, here's something I should say. Oh, yeah, because today's Thursday. Tomorrow is Florida Friday. If you would like to email me or drop me some Florida Man news links, here's how you do it. funnyjones@gmail.com. Please include the link. So I get some people who just write out, "Hey Jonesy, go look up this story," and they write off a paragraph. Instead of writing a paragraph of what it's about, just copy and paste the link. We all win when you do that. I mean, what are we doing here? Okay, so anyways, you can also drop the link into my Instagram at Funny Jones. Follow me on the gram at Funny Jones if you want to see where I'm performing. I got a show in Hollywood Friday and Long Beach on Saturday, and probably Hollywood again on Sunday. Just this area. I'm around this area for the time being. Yeah, I'm not gonna be traveling too much. I got a health problem, and I just don't feel like really traveling too much. I got to go to a wedding in January, but other than that, You're wondering what health problem? Well, I got a shoulder. My shoulder is so messed up. It's all torn up. I got physical therapy, and it just makes, it makes getting off and on planes very uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable just to lay on the and get a good night's sleep these days. So, anyways, this isn't about me complaining. I hate to bring that on you. It's all good vibes here. Good vibes, Weird AF News. I'm just explaining to you why I've been grounded for a bit, and it's going to be for a little while longer too. I'm going to be grounded. Anyways, yeah, we'll see you tomorrow for Florida Friday. I'm sure it'll be a doozy. Help me out. Help me make it a doozy with your links. Thank you so much, and good luck with your life, man.